The 7 reasons that make most people poor. I call this the middle class trap that's destroying their wealth. Hey guys, it's Rahim. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, smash the subscribe button because I talk about property investment, personal development, and how to gain financial freedom. Just for those who don't know me, I started my property investment journey just over 8 years ago. Was working as an accountant, working seriously long hours in a job where I was undervalued, underappreciated, going nowhere. I took the leap of faith to start my property investment journey with little to none of my own money. I started by renting properties from landlords, and I subsequently rent those properties out on room by room basis, and some of those properties I rent them out per night as an Airbnb properties, and I use the money, I funnel that money in to start buying my own property investments. So I was able to build that to a multi-million-pound property investment portfolio. I was the #1 person out of my group to become a property millionaire. I've gone from there on building my own estate agency, renovation company. Now I help working professionals to use property as a vehicle to make passive recurring income in order to make money work for them instead of you working for it. So I know a little or a bit more on how to make money work for you instead of you working for it. Have you ever feel stuck in the middle class trap? You're working seriously long hours, getting paid, but you still feel stuck and you're not getting anywhere? Discover the 7 shocking reasons that might be keeping you poor and learn how to break free to build real wealth. Before I get to that, I'd like to thank everybody that have subscribed to my channel. My channel is growing immensely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would have never grown that channel without your support, your views, and all that sort of thing. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The channel has been in a position that I would have only dreamed of. So thank you for being part of the family. We've done a research. We've realized 55% of the people that are watching my content has not hit that subscribe button. If you're one of those, I kindly ask you to pause the video and smash that subscribe button now. Go for it. Don't hesitate. Do it now. Do it now. It will transform the way you think about investment. Fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I very much appreciate that. I've got a promise to make. Now you've joined the family, I promise to provide you with actionable content, real content that you can go and implement, as well as I promise to invite entrepreneurs, business people, influencers to kind of learn from and influence us to start making money work for us instead of us working for it. Or perhaps if you already have businesses or you have properties, it would only motivate you and encourage you to do a lot more. So let's get to it. So what are the 7 secrets that keeps the middle class poor whilst they feel rich? #1 is living beyond their means. Lots of the middle class, or lots of people like doctors, accountants, lawyers, managers, directors, these are the people that live in way over their means. What do I mean by that? They're consistently upgrading to the latest car that is out, buying design clothes on credit cards, and looking what next door is doing. They do want to do the same thing. If next door got themselves a nice car, they want to go and get a nice car. If next door's painted and decorated their house, they want to go and do the same thing that has next door's done. So basically they try to keep up with the Joneses, spending way over their earnings. They look rich on the outside, but in the inside, they're really working for their houses and for their cars and for the debt they've got themselves into. So many UK residents fall in this trap of spending more than they earn, leading to debt and financial stability, and they become a slave on their job. These are the people that no matter what their manager told them, no matter what problem they've got at work, they still stick to working because they've got so many expenses, so many debt, so many material things that they've bought that they need to pay for. So regardless what their managers or their employers told them, they're still sticking to that job because they've got massive expenses to pay for end of the month, and they're always trying to keep up with the Joneses to stay fit in. So are you one of those? Be honest to yourself, because obviously you cannot lie to yourself. I know I'm a bit direct here. I'm hoping that it's also helping, but look at yourself. Are you trying to keep up with the Joneses? Are you spending more than what you're earning? If the answer is yes to that, it's now time to sit down, look at what you need to do in order to stop living beyond your means. #2, the reason why most people are poor is not savings or investing early. So whatever money they have, it goes somewhere. literally, they will plan to spend the money before they even get it, right? They will already always gone to the shops or maybe looking online of what they want to get. As soon as they've got that money, guess what? Is going to buying that material thing that doesn't add any value to them. Investing is the last thing in their mind. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because they're in a job where they feel secure, comfortable, knowing that they're making their £3,000 or £4,000 every single month. So literally they are comfortable with that. So they're not even thinking about investment. They're not even thinking about what could happen if they get sacked, because obviously they've become a slave to their own job. But here's the thing, delaying saving or not investing will be detrimental for when you come to your retirement, or it will be detrimental if something happened to you and your family, because you're one paycheck away to become bankrupt. Here's what you want to do instead. Start saving now, because the earlier you start savings and investing, the more time your money has to grow through compounding. Saving is like planting a seed in a soil. So basically, once you plant that seed on your soil, obviously you want to be looking after that seed, right? Looking after that seed by adding more investment, but like basically looking after that seed. And once the seed starts to germinate and then it goes out, and it would start looking after itself. Once it starts looking after itself, guess what? It grows. Once it grows, it becomes an oak tree. Once it becomes an oak tree, then it becomes a shadow to kind of protect you from sun, from rain, from all these things that would occur along the way. So in essence, that's what saving is versus not saving. If you're not saving, obviously you've got no tree, you've got nothing to look after you for when people don't need you anymore. And then guess what you could do instead? Then you could then rely on the government. You can then rely on people helping you, which is not a good situation to be in. So instead, start investing now. Make your money work a lot harder for you. Save it and invest early. Number 3, relying solely on one source of income. The middle class only rely on one source of income. What is that? Salary. Working for someone. I call it the most addictive drugs in the entire planet. Let me explain. Because once you rely on that one source of income, it's like an addiction, isn't it? No matter what that person did to you. If you need that drug, literally, you don't care what they say to you. You just literally want it. You want it no matter what. So that's where they want you to be, because you're relying on that one source of income. So no matter what happened, you're going to stuck to that, or maybe thinking, oh, I'm going to go get another job, not knowing you're going to be having the same problem. It's an addiction. It's one of the biggest killers in the entire world. Depending entirely on your salary from 9 to 5 job without exploring additional income streams like a side hustle, freelance work, or investment, it will really put you in a predicament situation where you've got nothing to kind of lean back on if you're not having any of these investments. What I would advise you to do instead is to find a side hustle, right? If you're an accountant, maybe you want to start filing other people's book. If you're an IT consultant, maybe you want to find companies that you could help them with their ITs. If you like graphic design, maybe it's about time to help working with people that are needing graphic designers, or perhaps you want to be freelancing. There's so many platforms out there where you could freelance with the skills, knowledge, and experiences you have to make an additional income on top of whatever you're earning. Here's the thing, diversifying your income can provide you financial security and growth opportunities, because you're not solely relying in one source of income. Number 4 is one of the biggest killers, acquiring high interest debt. Example, using credit card for everyday expenses. They want to go on holiday, whack it on a credit card. They want to buy a gift for someone, whack it on a credit card. They want to go on a weekend trip, whack it on credit card. They want to buy a furniture, whack it on finance. A white good, whack it on. Everything they do, they just keep acquiring all this bad debt. If you go to their houses, you see this 97 inches plasma TV sitting in their sitting room. These nice expensive sofas. When you look at their account, they are on minuses. It absolutely blows my mind. They've got these expensive handbags, expensive dresses. When you look at their account, there's nothing in there. If anything, you've got minuses, because by the time the month finishes, all their debts that they've incurred, they've paid interest in all those debts, and believe me, the debts interests are so high, they've got nothing left. So what you want to do instead, the thing you want to do instead is looking for a high interest debt, pay those interests first if you're already in it, right? Look for the high interest debt, pay those debts. If you have any finance things in your home, like your sofa, like your TV, like your fridge, freezer, whatever that may be for you, if you already have it, try to pay it down quickly as you could possibly can. So once you've done those, if you're already in it, don't go back doing the same thing. Don't go back doing the same thing. If you're not already in it and you're about to do that, stop it now. Don't do it. Don't go and buy things just to make people feel like, wow, your house is amazing. No, go and get things that you can afford. Go and get things that is comfortable for you and your family. You're not competing with anybody else. You are you. As long as your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mother, your father is happy about what you have in your house and you could afford it, who cares what someone else thinks? Here's the thing, if people come to visit you, the longest they stay in your house is maybe 6 hours. After 6 hours, they've gone. So would you go into debt only for someone to visit you for about a couple of hours and say your house is amazing? It doesn't make financial sense. So do this instead. Eliminate all that. Go and buy what you can afford. Put that money in to buy what you can afford. The remaining balance, you invest it for passive recurring income. This is what successful people do. They buy assets that makes them money instead of buying depreciating assets that becomes liabilities. So if you're one of those, I kindly ask you to stop doing that. Instead of spending money in an expensive TV, in an expensive sofa, in an expensive fridge freezer, going on expensive holidays, or gifting people from money that you haven't earned, stop it now. You're not helping yourself. You're just destroying yourself. You're not just destroying yourself, actually. You are impacting the people around you. Your wife, your husband, your children, your loved ones. Because if you're financially ruined, it becomes a burden to someone else. So stop that now. Stop acquiring bad debt. Instead, use debt to generate income. What do I mean by that? You can use good debt. For example, you can take debt to educate yourself, for example. That's a good investment. Or perhaps you can take debt to start buying your investment property. Here's the thing, if you're investing, you even take lesser good debt. Suppose you want to buy £100,000 property, the bank will lend you 75% of that money. Right? That is £75,000 good debt. And you only need £25,000 to put in there. And guess what? You rent that property, the tenant pays for the debt, and you get paid handsomely for taking up a good debt. Perhaps you haven't got £25,000 to start your investment. You can go and take a rent-to-rent property. You can go and borrow £5,000-6,000 from the bank, get a rent-to-rent deal, and that rent-to-rent deal generates a minimum of £500 every single month. You use that £500 to pay off your debt. That's what we call good debt. And that's what you should be thinking about. On to number 5. This will shock you. Lack of financial education. You see, most people will think the middle class are well educated. They've got this financial acumen. It's a perception and it's very deceiving. Here's why. Because they've not been taught how to manage money at university. They've not been taught about how to manage money at home. So people perceive or see them as if they are the people that knows how to manage money. Because they've got nice cars, they've got expensive houses, they go on expensive holidays and all that sort of thing. So you're thinking they are rich. Believe you me, you could be surprised. If you visit these people, they're crying inside them. Once you get to know them, they will literally take everything away from you. I remember, I'll give a story. I've got a landlord I work with. When I saw that landlord, he looks so wealthy. If you see his car, he's got this nice, posh, amazing, latest posh leather interior. You go to his house, you've got this nice marble dining table, amazing TVs. He looks and speaks so wealthy. But when I get to that gentleman is actually crying because his expenses are so much. If you don't pay him rent, or if you delay to pay him rent a day, he'll be coming to the office, knocking doors, literally wanting to get their money, because literally they just have so many stuff that they are paying for. This is what we call lack of financial education, not understanding the basic financial concepts like budgeting, investing properly, tax planning, and many UK residents are missing out on this. So here's the thing you want to do instead. Educate yourself, know what your expenses are, learn how to budget, learn how to invest, get someone to mentor you and guide you along the way to learn how to manage and multiply income. The 6th reason why they are poor: failing to budget and track expenses. You see, middle class don't like to do that because it puts them in a funny position, because they've seen as rich people, right? And looking at their budget is something that they don't want to do because it just shows the skeleton inside the wardrobe, isn't it? It's literally something that they don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about money. They don't want to track their expenses. They just think that they are earning enough enough to keep up with their expenses. They don't keep track of their monthly expenses. They are impulsive buyers as well. Creating and sticking to a budget is the least things that they could think about. But here's the thing you want to do instead, is to create and stick to your budget. And that can help you manage more money towards savings and investment. I learned this from one of the richest men in the planet. Is Bill Gates. Basically, someone asked Bill Gates if he works on budget. He said, look, I do work on budget. Literally, even my household, we look at how much we spend every single month in order to understand where we are financially. So if someone who's a deca-billionaire is doing that, who are you not to do the same thing? And these people, they can spend as much as they want every single day and they would never run out of money. So if they're doing that, why can't we do the same thing? So here's the thing, knowing without doing is the same as not knowing. So look at your budgets, to become strict to your budget. And you don't want to do this alone. If you're married, you've got a husband, a wife, a partner, whatever that may be for you, you both need to sit down and look at your finances, budget and track your expenses in order to take you to financial freedom. If you're not doing that, you're ruining yourself, your family, and your children if you have any, or the people around you. Take a stop, look at your budget, track it, track your expenses in order to gain financial freedom. Number 7, which is my favorite, ignoring the power of passive income. Literally, the middle class don't think about passive income. All they think about promotions at work, and not knowing, the more promotions you get at work, the more time you get to spend with your loved ones for maybe an extra £2,000 or £3,000 a year. So, or alternatively, they will see another job that is paying maybe more than £5,000 than what they're currently getting. They move to that job thinking they are making more money there, not knowing they are trading their time for money. They're actively making money instead of passively making it. Not investing, for example, in rental properties, dividend-paying stock, or other passive income sources would make you work actively for money all the time, and it could lead to financial ruin, and it could also lead to not having enough to live by for when you retire. So here's what you could do instead, is to invest in rental properties to make passive recurring income whilst you watch your capital appreciation grow, or invest in dividend paying stock or other passive income sources. It could be investing in real estate deals, property deals. It could be investing in businesses. It could be investing in someone's idea that you know would eventually get you steady return on investment in the long term. Here's the thing, passive income can provide financial stability and help grow your wealth over time without continuous effort. By recognizing and addressing these common pitfalls, you can escape the middle class trap and start building real wealth that would outlive you. So it is time to take control of your finances instead of relying on the government and your employers to ensure you secure your financial future for you and your family and your loved ones. If this video makes any sense, do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more tips on building wealth and achieving financial freedom. I look forward to sharing the next one. Thank you.